Okay, good morning and good afternoon, lecturer. My name is Wong Ising. Now I'm talking about topic 4, listening, taking notes and remembering. Listening is a key skill for learning new material and note taking. The most important skill is in the capturing space of circle. Good listening skill make you a better note taker, and taking good notes can help you listen better. Both are key study skills to help you do better in your class. An effective student would go to a class without preparing for it first. To get the most out of a class, you need to get yourself in the right frame of mind. It greatly increases your ability to listen actively and take good notes. The first one, go to the class with confidence. The best way to achieve this is to start early and be sure you have completed any assignment the constructor gives you in the last class. Think about how today's material will tie into what you have already learned. You should always review the course syllabus to see what the instructor expects to cover in the class and how it relates to what you have learned so far. Second, be physically prepared too. Make sure you are getting enough sleep and eating nutritious meals, including breakfast. It has to focus on learning when you are hungry. Make sure you have all material you need for class. Third, be punctual. Give yourself plenty time to get into your seat and organize your space. If you are late, you are struggle to get into the right mindset for listening, and you will feel in control of your learning as you try to catch up with the class. If you are tardy, you also create a distraction for your classmate and the instructor who will take notice. The fourth, clear away all the others distractions before the instructor starts. For example, remember, take that putting your cell phone on vibrate may still distract you, so turn it off all the way off. 4.3. Are you really listening? Principle of active listening. Focus on what is being said. Give the speaker your undivided attention. Clear your mind of anything else. Don't prejudge. You want to understand what the person is saying. You don't need to agree with it. Repeat what you just heard. Confirm with the speaker that what you heard and it was he or she said. Ask speaker to expand or clarify. If you are unsure you understand, ask question, don't assume. Look for non-verbal signal as well as the word used. Listen for requests. Listening in a classroom or lecture hall to learn can be challenged because you are limited by how much you can interact with an instructor during the class. The following strategy help make listening at lecture more effective and learning more fun. The first one, get your mind in the right space. Prepare yourself mentally to retrieve the information the speaker is presenting by following the previous question and by doing your assignment. Instructor build upon what presented earlier. Second, get yourself in the right space. Sit toward the front of the room, where you can make eye contact with the instructor easily. Most instructors read the body language of the student in the front row to catch how they are doing and if they are losing the class. Instructor also believe students who sit near the front of the room take their subject more seriously and are more willing to give them help when need or to give them the benefit of the when making a judgment call while assigning grade. The third, focus on what is being said. Turn your cell phone off, and pack it away in your bag. Close all the application except the one that you use to take notes. Clear your mind and keep quiet. Listen for the news idea. Think like an investigative reporter. And the fourth, look for signal. Each instructor have different way of telling you what is important. Some will repeat and paraphrase an idea. Others will raise their voice. Still others will write related words on the board. The fifth, listen for what is not being said. If an instructor does not cover a subject or covers it only minimally, this signals that material is not as important as other ideas covered in greater length. The sixth, short the information. Decide what is important and what is not, what is clear and what is confusing, and what is new material and what is revealed. This method organizing will help you remember the information, take better notes, and help better question. 7. Take notes. We cover taking notes in much greater detail later in this chapter, but for now think about how taking notes can help recall what your instructor said and how notes can help you organize your thoughts for asking questions. And the last, ask question. Asking question is one of the most important thing you can do in class. Most observing is allowed you to clear up any doubts you may have about the material, but it also helps you take ownership of the material. Good questions often help instructors expand upon their idea and make the material more relevant to students. Problem or challenge while listening. Your instructor speaks too fast, has a heavy accent, or speaking softly and marvelous. The solution is clear up your preparation. Exchange notes with other students to fill in gaps in notes. Visit the instructor during office hours to clarify areas you may have missed. You may ask the instructor very politely, of course, to slow down. Sit as close to the instructor as possible and try to make some eye contact. And I will pass to my friend.
Next, let me just give a brief introduction about why effective note-taking is important. First is it supports your listening effort, allows you to test your understanding of the material, helps you remember the material better when you write key ideas down, give you a sense of what the instructor thinks is important, create your ultimate study guide. Next, there are 4 primary methods of taking notes. The first is list, second, concept maps, 3, Cornell method, 4, outlines. About list. List is a sequential listing of ideas as they are presented. List may be short phrases or complete paragraphs describing ideas in more detail. This method is what most students use as a fallback if they haven't learned other methods. This method typically requires a lot of writing, and you may find that you are not keeping up with the professor if it's not easy for students to prioritize ideas in this method. Next, outline. The outline method places most important ideas along the left margin, which are numbered with Roman numerals. This is a good method to use when material presented by the instructor is well organized, easy to use when taking notes on your computer. Next, concept maps. When designing a concept map, place a central idea in the center of the page and then add lines and new circle in the page for new ideas. Use arrows and lines to connect the various ideas. This is a great method to show relationship amongst ideas. Also good if the instructor tends to hop from one idea to another and back. The last is Cornell method. The Cornell method uses a two-column approach. The left column takes up more than a third of the page, and it is often referred to as the clue or recall column. The right column is used for taking notes using any of the methods described above or a combination of them. The Cornell method can include any of the methods above and provide a useful format for calling out key concepts, prioritizing ideas, and organizing review work. Most colleges recommend using some form of the Cornell method. Okay, here are some general tips on note-taking. First is to be prepared. Write on only one side of the paper. Label, number, and date all notes at the top of each page. When using a laptop, position it such that you can see the instructor and whiteboard right over your screen. Don't try to capture everything that is said. Listen for the big ideas and write them down. Copy anything the instructor writes on the board. Leave space between ideas to add additional notes later. Use signal and abbreviation. Use some method for identifying your own thoughts and questions to keep them separate from what the instructor or textbook author is saying. Create a symbol to use when you fall behind. Review your notes as soon after the class as possible. Write a summary of the main idea of the class in your own words. Next, what if you miss class? Well, there are a few things you can do. You can check with the instructor to see if there is another section of the class you can attend, or if the instructor posts his or her lectures as a podcast, listen to the lecture online and take notes. Next, you can also borrow your classmates' notes as a reference. Use the course syllabus to determine what was covered in the class, then write a short paper on the material using the class reading and reliable online sources. Therefore, as a conclusion, you need to find out that which methods support your learning style and the instructor's teaching style, or which method is the most suitable for you to take down the notes. Find the right methods to make your study more better. Okay, next I'll pass to my teammate.
Remembering course material. Memory fails everyone from time to time. We will not be required to memorize everything your instructor said in a class, nor should you try to. There is way too much to capture. People speak at a rate of 100 to 150 words per minute. An average 50 minutes lecture may contain around 7,500 words. By listening effectively and taking notes, your job is to distill the main ideas and a few keywords. These are the things you should choose to memorize. Understand the difference between short and long-term memory. Short-term or active memory is made up of the information we are processing at any given time. Short-term memory involves information being captured at the moment as well as from information retrieved from our passive memory for doing complex mental tasks. But short-term memory is limited and suffers from the passing of time and lack of use. To keep information in our memory, we must either use it or place it into our long-term memory. Use a variety of strategies to build your memory power. Break information down into manageable chunks. Memorizing the 10-digit number 3141592654 seems difficult, but breaking it down into two sets of 3-digit and one of 4-digit, like a phone number 314-159-2654, now makes it easier to remember. Work from general information to the specific. People usually learn best when they get the big picture first and look at the details. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Hear the information, read the information, say it and say it again. The more you see, the more you use or repeat the information, the stronger the links to it. This is a test. Test your memory often. Try to write down every day everything you know about a specific subject from memory. Then go back and check your notes and textbook to see how you did. Practicing retrieval in this way help ensure long-term learning of facts and concepts. The 4 key types of mnemonic device. The most commonly used mnemonic devices are acronyms, acrostic, rhyme, jingles. Acronyms. Acronyms are words or phrases made up by using the first letter of each word in a list or phrase. Example, need to remember the names of the Great Lakes. Try the acronyms HOMES using the first letter of each lake. Example, H means Huron, O means Ontario, M means Michigan, E means Erie, S means Superior. To create an acronym, first write down the first letter of each term you need to memorize. Then rearrange the letters to create a word or words. Acronyms work best when your list of letters include vowels as well as consonants and when the order of the terms is not important. Acrostics. Acrostics are similar to acronyms in that they work off the first letter of each word in a list. But rather than using them to form a word, the letters are represented by entire words in a sentence or phrase. The ridiculous and therefore memorable lines, "My very educated mother just served us 9 pizza," was used by many of us to remember the names of the planet. Like my Mercury, very Venus, educated Earth, mother must just Chpt, serve Saturn, Earth, Uranus, 9, Neptune, pizzas, Pluto. To create an acrostic, list the first letters of the terms to be memorized in the order in which you want to learn them. Then create a sentence or phrase using words that start with those letters. Rhymes. Rhymes are short verses used to remember data. A common example is in 1492, Columbus sails the ocean blue. Writing rhymes is a talent that can be developed with practice. To start, keep your rhyme short and simple. Define the key information you want to remember and break it down into a series of short phrases. Jingles. Jingles are phrases set to music so that the music helps trigger your memory. Jingles are commonly used by advertisers to get you to remember their product or product features. Anytime you add rhyme to the term you want to memorize, you are activating your auditory sense, and the more sense you use more memorization, the stronger the links to the data you are creating in your mind. To create a jingle for your data, start with a familiar tune and try to create alternate lyrics using the term you want to memorize. That's all at the end. Thank you.
You guys creating questions? Should do create questions and answers. Let's not do that.
That stops it.